Hey YouTube, I was on a local swap shop page around here the other day. I think it was Pettis County Swap Shop, and there was a lady, a couple down in Versailles that had a camp stove, a Coleman camp stove for $10. It's got 50 wrote on the lid. This is the 425E with the windshield. This is a multi-fuel stove, meaning that you can burn either white gasoline, Coleman fuel in it, or you can burn unleaded, or you can burn isopropyl alcohol. There's a lot more different liquids that you can burn in this stove. We'll dirty the jets up and it will plug it up if it's dirty, but there's a lot of fuels you can burn in here. Homemade ethanol, moonshine. You can burn a lot of stuff in these old Coleman stoves. It's got the hinges on the grill where the grill don't fall off. I like that one. It lays on itself. Plenty of room on here. You got the nice windshields. Sage, set that one down over there. So wait, let me see. Once again, right here on the corner, it says the model number. This is a 425 2-burner, 425E. Go and take that one off for me, son. This one here closes up a little bit different. This is also a 425, but this is the 425B. See how the handles lock down over the lid? And then Coleman green. It's got the detachable grill and multi-fuel tank. It just sits, well, you probably already know, it just sits in here like this. It goes through this hole into there, and when it's pressurized, it doesn't matter if it's rubbing alcohol, unleaded gasoline, stale gasoline, or lamp oil. I think even lamp oil will work in these, pretty sure. So I ended up getting this stove here also for $10. So I got both of those. Got $20 in those two multi-fuel cook stoves. I was happy to get it, even though I had to drive down to Versailles. And I told him, I said, look, since I'm here, how about I take that propane Coleman lantern there that you said $10 for, which has been used. It's got an empty canister on it, and it's still stable. It's got a big crack here in the base, but it still sits good. And we just put propane, that can right there, we just hooked that to this and lit it. And here's the grill for this. So I love both those stuff. For $10, yeah. Then we got this lantern. We're still in the original box to protect it. Now that it's cooled off, I'm gonna put it back in here. And we have a lantern, so when we're sitting at the off-grid project, we'll have that lantern. Both these stoves are probably going to the off-grid project. And I got this Coleman heater. This is the adjustable 4 to 10,000 BTU propane furnace that Coleman put out. They call it the propane catalytic heater. And it's just a simple one knob. Nice Coleman green color. And on the back comes off of it. Just with a twist, folds down. Got all the lighting instructions and everything from Coleman here. And the steps on to change your propane tank. So it's just a propane line that goes to a little burner. But look, they got a spot from 1, 2, 3, 4 propane canisters that you can store in the back of the heater here. So I got that for $10. So I got a total of 40. I'm in it for $40. But that's for the heater, the lantern, and both stoves. So I think it's pretty good. It would have been stupid not to get this heater for $10, and it would have been just as stupid not to get that lantern for $10, and it would have been just as stupid to not get that stove for $10 if I went to get that one stove. I ended up with all 4 of these wonderful things.
Right.
So they seemed pretty nice. They had a lot of other stuff too, but this is all I could afford to get, so this is what I got. All right. Well, pretty good. I mean, we're going to have a wood stove in there, but I wonder how long 4 cans of propane would last in that little heater on high. I bet it'd suck it up in a day or two. But there may be a way that I can hook a propane line onto this right here. Maybe there's an adapter I could put in there and then run a hose.
That shit's like a 5-gallon.
Run a hose to one of those barbecue grill propanes. Maybe.
10 gallons.
Yeah, either that or get one of those 15-pound cans and the valve so I can refill these small containers a couple of times. Maybe just stock 4 cans for this in the back of here, and if I need one for the lantern, I know where to find it, right? But I really want to get some electric lanterns. So that's what I did on that video for my YouTube channel, and we want to ask you to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications, because we're doing the off-grid project, the solar install on the cabin down in Lake of the Ozarks. And this is just some other stuff that we're covering, because we're going to have multiple people down there staying with us on different parts of the property. And you don't want to have a camp stove and have everybody have to come to the community kitchen area. You know what I mean? When they're trying to isolate. So I figure we could have, 6 camps in there? Yeah, 6 camps of maybe 5 people, so 30 people. So, they got to have some way to cook. So if I can supply them with a stove, they can supply their own fuel and have a way to cook when they're there visiting, right? A way to see to go to the bathroom, which you still have not built Shrek's outhouse, right?
Right.
And this could possibly sit in the shitter in the winter. So when you have to go number 2 in the outhouse or in the...
Yeah, but turn it off when you're done, otherwise you ain't going to be able to walk into that shitter without fucking feeling like you stepped in a sauna.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's only so big.
I don't know if it's thermostatically controlled or not.
No, you'd have to turn it on manually inside.
Yeah, so we got this going on, and we are starting to consolidate our solar. We got this charge controller here, Harbor Freight, a 750 inverter, a 500 continuous inverter. Over here we have 6 Harbor Freight solar panels, and up here we have 4 accessory packages, each one of them containing a charge controller, the battery charge wires, and little stuff like this right here for charging your cell phone. So that's another little project we got ready to get going on, ain't we, Sage? But we got these fishing poles over here standing in the corner, and I bet they're lonely. So that's a possibility. Do what?
We should go tomorrow.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do with all this stuff for now, I'm just going to close it up and set the lantern up where the kids will.
We can go night fishing with that lantern tomorrow.
You want to go night fishing?
Yeah.
With the lantern?
Yeah.
Huh.
We would be able to see our poles and everything.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, that's the biggest lantern we have, ain't it?
Yeah.
I would like to have a rechargeable electric lantern. That way you don't got to store no propane, you ain't got to store no fuel. I can recharge it on my solar setup that we're going to have. If we have rechargeable lanterns, we'll have a way to recharge them until the lantern breaks or gets broke, or, you know what I mean? Can't use it. But with the EMP, are those electric lanterns still any good? I know that LED light bulbs are no good. It fries LEDs. Any kind of LED lighting you have, an EMP will knock it out. So that's why it's good to have the old regular quartz flashlights and stuff. The ones that you put the 2 Duracells in, and in an hour they have sucked all the juice out of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of flashlight you need, because it won't get hit by the EMP. All right, well, listen, like and subscribe. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize my videos on YouTube. And I think a lot of my YouTube videos are going to be of this off-grid project. So, go back and check that out. We're building a 12 by 16 in Lake of the Ozarks all by ourselves, and on little budget. So when we find stuff like this heater and this lantern and the cook stoves, we get real excited, don't we? Because it's something else for our place. Because we want to get out of housing. We want to get out of where we live now. We already know that this is just a phase 1 area. That when things get too bad from the virus or whatever is going on, the earthquake, you heard about that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you never know what the kind of catastrophe could happen. And I don't want to be stuck where we live at, do you? No, so that's why we're doing the off-grid solar experiment. And we don't have any solar on it yet because we're not down there full time, and we don't want all our solar stuff getting stolen, right? So we're doing stuff like the framing, the insulation, get some rabbits started there. We're going to pick up some chickens, and we're going to just a handful of chickens and a handful of rabbits for some extra meat. And that way we have the birds. If we ever get to a situation where we have to breed our own meat, we have chickens and rabbits that we can breed and get a couple 100 pounds of meat off of a year and a couple dozen eggs. So that's the plan. But we're looking at the possibility of, if we are pushed out of phase 1 where we are currently located and have to go to a phase 2 backup, that we are going to contact more people and go ahead and say, listen, we have to go phase 2. I know the coronavirus is pretty bad. Everybody's going to self-isolate, and we're all going to the second level, which is the second property. So even after the second property, if something was to fail there, we have a backup area on a third property until we could snipe them or hit them with a laser light and get our second restricted area back from the people that took it from us. So there's lots of thought and a lot of shit going on, right? And we're hoping to somehow get a new $100 BB gun out of this, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we are probably going to look at that. But I think if we spend $100, we're going to try to get one that is the 22 caliber and the, what is it, 730, 720, and the regular BB caliber. So I don't know if I can get a good gun for $100 or not. But we're going to try. We're going to check Walmart. I know they got really good ones in there for $149, but I just want to see what kind of pellet gun we can get for. We have 3 pellet guns, but they're older. You know what I mean? They're all rifles, and yeah, one of the barrels is wobbly. So if you only get one shot at a squirrel, you don't want to miss it because you got a crappy BB gun. You know what I mean?
Get a semi-automatic.
Semi-automatic BB rifle?
Yeah.
They got those?
Mm-hmm.
Are they CO2 powered or are they pump?
I think you can get them both.
I'd rather have a pump one. I didn't know you could do that. All right, y'all. But look, I need you to like, subscribe, comment, ask questions, good or bad, it don't matter. But let us know what you think about the video and the items that we got. If you had the heater like this, hey, leave a comment. Say, hey, I had one of them. This is what I thought about it. And you can tell us what you thought about it. I don't see a model number on that old Coleman electric ignition lantern, but it's a dual mantle, and it was definitely bright, and it lit up easy. No lighter, no nothing. Just self-lighting. Turn it, click, bam. Okay, well, we're off here. Good night, or good morning, or whatever time it is.